everybody, it is your girl Kelly Nicole, and of course I am back with another fun Father's Day tutorial. This is actually my first time making it, so you're making it the first time with me. We are making a 13 by 19 out of foam board liquor cabinet. Yes, I know. I cannot wait to make this. I just created the template recently and I think it's really cute. You're gonna have a couple of different options as to how you can make it yourself, which means, you know, in size, I have a 8.5 by 11 template. I have an 11 by 17 template, and I also have a 13 by 19 template, which we are going to make together today. I think it's super awesome for a father, and I'm ready to get started. So let's get started. I did not do any steps beforehand, any cutouts beforehand. You're going to be there every step of the way with me. So I did get this printed out, like I always do, at Walgreens. The liquor cabinet that I'm making, it has a bottom and it's gonna have an optional top. So it did take me 2 sheets to print this out. This one is a 16 by 20. These are my doors and my little top, my top panel on my liquor cabinet. And this is the rest of it, which is printed on a 24 by 36. And so, yes, it looks like a lot of pieces. Everything is pretty much a square, so it's gonna be easy to cut out. It's just gonna take us a little bit longer to cut it out, but it's gonna be so cute that I know you're gonna wanna make one. So this is the biggest version that I designed. Like I said, so you will see me put together this huge one, which is a 13 by 19 with the little top compartment as well. So it's kind of hard for me to kind of explain that. I know you saw the picture previously, but it's gonna look nice. I'm making this for my brother and I know he's gonna love it. So let's get started. I'm not exactly sure how much foam board this is going to use. So like I said, you are seeing me make this in real time. I'm gonna cut some of these extra pieces away. I'm just gonna put this all on the foam board together, just like this. This will probably be the hardest part to cut out, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it out first. This is an adhesive back paper. So I'm going to peel one corner. They had a sale for 60% off of poster prints through the first, which was yesterday, but they have a new sale now that's still 60% off of enlargements, or 50% off. So it did cost me, like I said, this is the big one, but it did cost me about almost probably like $25-ish, $25 to $30 to print this out, but it's gonna be well worth it in the end. So I just wanted to do the big one, so we did the big one. So I just folded a corner back. This is how I like to kind of do it, to try to get it to lay flat, and I kind of try to push at the same time. I'm pushing back and forth like this as I roll it, trying to get it as flat as possible. Sometimes I can feel a little bump in it, and it's not very repositionable. So you kind of gotta get it as flat as you can in the beginning with the adhesive back. Sometimes it takes 2 hands doing it at one time, but you just gotta go slow and push. at the same time, all the way down. I have a tiny crinkle right here, but it's in the white part that's getting cut out, so it really doesn't matter. And if you don't want to put lay the whole piece down at one time, I would suggest you cut it out, because that would definitely be easier if you do it by pieces instead of putting the whole thing on like I just did. This takes a little more work. Sometimes I'm up for the challenge. So now we're going to cut this out. I have my cork back ruler, and I have my X-Acto knife with a new razor blade, and I have my self-healing, this one is a cutting mat under the bottom. So I'm gonna line this up, and we're gonna cut everything out. Time myself and see how long it takes. We're 7 minutes in, and let's see how long it takes us to cut everything out. I kind of like to go slow because I like everything to be neat. My OCD will not let me give anybody anything that I made that's not neat as I can get it. I understand that this is custom work, and my customers understand that as well. But if my name is on it, I want it to be as neat as possible. So if it takes me a few extra minutes just to get everything neat, then I'm all for it. And like I said, I chose to do this one first because this one is the hardest to cut out, because it has the inside windows that I'm making. Everything else is pretty much a square rectangle, so it's pretty easy to cut everything out. Going through twice. These are the doors for the front of my liquor cabinet. I usually change my blade before I get started, and I didn't change my blade, so I'm gonna change it really fast. This blade, I am really wasteful when it comes to blades. Very wasteful. I need to go buy me another one. Looks like I only have 2 left, but I typically change my blade every day after every project. I did a project yesterday, so I'm changing my blade. That's what I like to do. It helps me. I got 2 blades left, so that's 2 more days worth of work for me. I change it every day. I mean, if I'm doing a small job, then I don't change it. But if I'm doing something that requires quite a bit of cutting, then I'll change it. I'm gonna cut these both out at the same time. I'm gonna line this up. I'm gonna go from here, slow to here, here to here. I'm gonna move down, continue my cut to the bottom. I'm gonna cut twice. We're going slow, at least for this first piece. Well, you want to go slow anyway so you don't cut yourself, but we're going to go slow and steady. Pull and drag and slow. Okay, that side is done. Let's move on to this top portion. That side. So we have the top and that side. There. Let's turn it this way. Here. So I'm going to turn this on the back. Sometimes the corners do not connect. So you're just going to come back through, connect your corners. You don't have to go deep. You just cut lightly to connect the corners where it didn't meet. Once you connect your corners, then it should pop out, just like so. So let's do the other one really fast, and then we'll move on. Do this one first. Get it out of the way because this is the toughest one. So do this one and move on to your other ones. I'm so excited about this. And I'm so excited to be doing the first one with you guys. So I made the template yesterday. I spent hours, you know, making it, honestly. And that goes with designing it from scratch. I design it in Illustrator, is where I create the templates first. And then I usually take them and export them into Canva so you can upload a design of your choice. You don't have to use this design. I just uploaded, I went to my Canva template that I made and I uploaded a wood because I wanted it to appear like it was wood. So I just uploaded I think I probably bought it from Adobe stock, which I always do, but I think I said I wanted a brown wood panel or something like that. So that's how I found this one. I was gonna do it black and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try brown. Let's try brown. And so I think it came out super cute. But like I said, you have, I'm not gonna sell them separately. I'm gonna put all of the links together and just sell them as a whole, and you can just choose which one you want to do. So just keep in mind that this bigger one, you don't have to do the top portion, and I will, you know, I'm going to show you that as well. But I think the top portion is going to give it a little character, and so by all means I would encourage you to add the top portion, but you do have an option for what sizes you want to make. So all of those are, let's connect my cuts in the back and pop that out. So cute. Okay, now let's move on to sticking more on the board. And I think I might cut them down a little bit so it'll be easier. Just a little bit. So I'm gonna cut this one. I probably should have cut this with my ruler as well, but I'm gonna cut these down some so I can apply them to my foam board easier. I'm gonna put these two on at the same time. I'm gonna put those two on at the same time. And since these are like kind of the shapes, I had to put them in different places to make them all fit on this one board. I'm going to cut them out separately and just stick them on as I can get them to fit. This would have been so much easier if I just cut it out with my X-Acto knife, but it's all good. And I do have a PNG labeler in there. It'll tell you exactly what all of these sides are. So the little top portion, you have two sides and a back. These are the two tops. So we have two tops. These are the two sides and the back. Two sides, back, and a top. Two sides, back, and a top. So I know it looks a little complicated, but you'll definitely understand this as we put it together. So it'll start to flow better as I cut it out. So I'm gonna do the bigger ones first because they're harder to lay down. We've used like a half a foam board so far. And this is like the little top portion of it. I call it I think on the label, I call it the top panel. So this is just a little, I don't want to say decoration, but you could totally put Happy Father's Day right here. I actually made a small one, and I'll show you that one as well. At the very end, it's a 8.5 by 11 one, and I did it to look like a NFL team. So it's really up to you what kind of design you want. You're not limited to making it look like wood. You can make it look better. And see, I just put the liquor cabinet on here, and I did my lights as well. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the lights in it. I don't know. I may not. Okay, we're gonna try to do this one the same way, or not try. We're gonna do this one the same way. I'm just gonna fold a corner back. I'm gonna attach my corner. And you can kind of do this from the whole top as well. You don't have to do it from the side like I do. I'm pulling the back off and smoothing. I wish you could see what my hand is doing under here, but you'll kind of see it more once I get closer to the end. Even though you have to go slow to try not to wrinkle this, it's still a lot easier than gluing it down. So gluing takes a little bit more effort. You'll save a little money if you glue it down, because those prints are a little cheaper. But I'd rather just go ahead and get the sticky back, pay the extra, and but you don't have to, you know, you don't have to pay the extra and do this. You can totally Find where my line is. You can totally go the cheaper route. I hope when I post these, I don't know how this will go, that no one says, hey, can you make one for me, for my husband? You know, which I do, but I like to show everybody how to make them. You know, I haven't thought about how much I would price it for, because it depends on what I put inside of it. Unless you let people put their own items inside of it and you just design the outside, it should take about maybe 30 minutes, if so, to cut out and put together, but I am timing it. I think we probably are about halfway done. These are our two sides. Let's do this other big portion. I'm going to another foam board now. So we are on number 2. These foam boards cost $2.99. And they came from Hobby Lobby. They are the 20 by 30 is what these are. Okay, last big piece. I'm gonna pull and slide my hand across at the same time. Slowly. Slowly, slowly. I feel a little crease, so I can lift it back up and attempt to correct that crease. Just go slow. Just go slow. Just go slow. Just go slow and keep going slow. Slow and smooth. Slow and smooth. I'm not going to get excited because I'm close to the edge. I'm still going to go slow and smooth. And we made it to the end. We made it to the end of putting the big sticker on. Now let's line this up. I wish I really can tell you how excited I am to make this. And yeah, I am kind of nervous, and only because this is my first time making it. So usually my first time making it is not live. Well, I won't say live, on the recording. So this is my first attempt at my templates, and usually when I make a template, I have to go back and Sometimes I have to resize or redo a portion. But guess what? You got a front row seat of my mind. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this goes. So we have all of our small pieces, and then we have some shelves to cut out, and then we're done. So these should be easier to put on, but like I said, I'm not gonna get excited. Let me see how I wanna put these on. I'm not gonna get excited and try to attempt to go faster because I'm close to the end. Let's put this bigger one on first. Let's do this one first. Cut this down a little bit more. It says bearded inked dad, like a normal dad, but gangster. I thought that was cute for my brother, so. Slow and push. We're gonna do all of them the same way. Some people like to take the whole backing off and just lay it down, but I would totally mess that all the way up. Totally, like totally pure and total not good. So we're not trying to print this over again. We're trying to do it right the first time. And I actually honestly just bought a huge printer, but I haven't bought a paper yet. So I bought a 36-inch printer to print so I don't have to go to Walgreens anymore, but I have not bought paper yet. So I bought my ink. It was super expensive. My ink I have to have 6 different colors, and the colors were $200 each. So you do the math. So I did replace my ink. I mean, I bought ink for it. I just gotta buy paper now. I have an HP printer, and I'm trying to decide what kind of paper I want. I called HP. I was on the phone with them for a while trying to figure out, I want this kind. That's what I want first. So my first option was to buy photo paper. That's what I want. I want photo paper so I can print posters. I make a lot of foam board items, and so it'll save me a lot of money if I could print them myself at home. And then I'll offer them to others as well. So I called HP. They recommended what kind of paper I buy, but they did not have any paper that had the adhesive back. So I'm still on the hunt for that. I can buy another brand, but a lot of times I like to stick to the brand of my printer. So do you have to do that? You don't. But I was trying to find some adhesive 36-inch roll paper for HP printer, but I'm just gonna end up buying another brand. I just haven't found what I wanted yet. So when I picked this up from Walgreens, I was gonna ask them what brand they used, but I forgot. I completely forgot. But I did make my first print on my printer, and I was so excited. I was almost doing cartwheels. But it does take up some space. But it's a beauty. I call her Black Beauty. That's her name. Black Beauty. But I can't wait till the day when I don't have to go to Office Depot and I can just print everything in-house. That's gonna be a dream come true. I have quite a few printers. I have of course a sublimation printer. I bought a laser printer so I do a lot of obituaries and things like of that nature. So I bought me a laser printer to stay out of Office Depot. And then I have an edible printer because I make treats, and so I wanted to stop buying edible printer type, you know, ordeals from local cake makers and things like that. So I bought my own edible printer. I also have, I have an Oki. So it's a white toner. I have a white toner printer. My best friend has a DTF printer, so I go through her to get any DTF needs I need. I go through her. So with all of that, I about covered the bases. So I always had a dream of getting a large printer, which, you know, I just got, but I still have dreams, and I want to get a large sublimation printer as well. So I did not buy all of these printers at one time. I bought them a step at a time, just like anybody else. I had to save up for them, work hard for them, and then I bought another one. So but hey, if I could, I would probably have 5 more printers, but I need to sit down somewhere. I need me a printer that prints up to 13 by 19. Well, I just need to, I have an Epson printer that I converted into sublimation, but I need to buy another one of those just for regular print, just for like inkjet. That's what I need to do next. I mean, of course I can print them on this big printer that I just got, but some things, like what if I have to print one item for somebody, like 13 by 19 or something, like I'm not gonna want to print that on the big printer because it's, you know, the roll is 36 inches, and so you're gonna have to print at least 36 inches of something. So I just rather, so every time I go in Office Depot, I find myself in the printer section just staring at printers. I know the people think I'm crazy. I always go to the same Office Depot, so the people, you know, they see me on a regular, but I think, you know, I'm sure they talk about me when I leave. I'm sure they're like, why does this lady come in here every 2 days? She walks in the printer section, stares at the printers, and she never buys one. Like, hey, you know, maybe they'll see this YouTube video and they'll understand why I do that. That's how I manifest my, you know, my things into my life. They'll come eventually, but that's just how they come. I just stalk them and look at them and stare at them and love them from afar. So this is the last cutout besides the shells. So the shells, you have a separate PNG for the shells. It's not included in the Canva template because you don't have to decorate the shells. You can just leave them plain-o, plain-o. So it took me about 2.5 boards to make this. That's with the top piece. So I said the top piece is optional. On your Canva template, it tells you what portion is top. Everything is labeled, so you'll know what is what. And if you don't want to do the top portion, then you totally don't have to. You can just make the bottom portion. So we started at 7. I don't even know because I started my, I probably can insert the time, but since I started my video over, I don't know the exact time it took. But if I had to guess, I would say, because we're on 17 minutes, I would say it probably took us like 25 minutes to cut those items out and just to lay them down neatly, which isn't bad. It's going to be faster to put it together, but cutting it out takes a little more effort, a little more time. So all we have left is to cut out shelves. You need 3 of those. I included a PNG. I printed this out on sublimation. You don't have to totally waste a piece of sublimation paper, but I always do this because my sublimation printer prints out 13 by 19. So this is not 13 by 19, the size. This is just telling you this is the shelf for the 13 by 19. So you can use this over and over again. You totally do not have to make a bunch of these. If you gotta make 3 of these, you can use this thing over and over and over again. So it has the label on it, and then you can just set it aside. Like for instance, I have one for a shelf for another one. I have these are different sizes for other items, and I just use them over and over again. So I just got it tucked away so I can grab it when I need it. So you need 3 of these shelves right here. One of them is going to be the bottom. Then you'll have 2 shelves, and then you'll have your top, which is wood. But if you make 3 of these and realize you want to put like bigger bottles of liquor in it, or bigger bottles, you don't have to put liquor in it. It could be soda or tea or whatever, whoever you're making this for likes. And you can move your shelves where you want to. So I planned on putting maybe 1 or 2 bigger bottles. And then, yeah, I planned on doing 1 or 2 bigger bottles at the bottom, and then some smaller shells for some little miniature bottles up a little bit higher, but we'll see. So like I always do, I'm just using this little T-pin. I'm pushing it in to hold it down. Get my ruler. We're almost done cutting out. I know it seems like it took forever, but this is real time with a brand new template with a front row seat. It can't get any better than that unless you were sitting across from me. But you might not want to do that, because as I'm throwing scraps on the ground, I probably would ask you to pick them up for me. Please, please, pretty please help a sister out. But let's continue to cut. We have 3 of these to cut, and we are finished cutting out everything, and we can start gluing. I should have used my other glue gun, but shelf 1. We're gonna go into the shelf 2. I'm gonna put this totally on the edge so I don't have to cut 2 sides of it. I'm gonna put this pin here, put this pin here. And so in total, we used about 2 boards, and this is the 3rd board, like I said, and I'm not even using half of it. So 2.5 for 1 project. It's not bad at all, especially for how awesome it's gonna look when we're done. Especially for how awesome it's gonna look. One more. Put that to the side. I'm gonna put this on the edge again to alleviate cutting two two sides of it. I'm so excited that this is my last cut. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. I try to make it as easy as possible for everybody. I know they might, oh, this girl and all these cuts and all these templates, and I'm trying to make it easier for you. I'm trying to help you out. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to help you out. So I'm gonna tuck this away for the next time I make one. Just like so. And then we're putting everything together. So this is our top portion. Like I said, you have a top, you have two sides, and you have a back. So this is the portion that's gonna be, this is the section that's gonna be optional, but this is, I just can't wait to put it together. So let me move some of this other stuff. As I'm cutting, I literally throw everything on the ground. So like when I finish, I just have the biggest mess on the floor. Always. So I'm gonna make sure this is turned the right way. This wood kind of faded into the black. I want it to be at the bottom. So just getting my templates lined up how I want them. We're gonna go start gluing. No, we're not gonna start gluing because I thought that this was plugged up and it's not. So we're gonna take a brief intermission while my glue gun heats up. Okay, still gotta make sure this is the right way. I'm going down the side with some glue, hot glue that is. And then I'm gonna hold this straight up. Put my brown at the bottom here. I need another glue stick. I like to put my glue in a little bit so much won't ooze out of the sides. Then we have our top here. This goes like this. And then we have this top that glues right on the top. Just like so. Just like this. So you can sit it up and glue it. Or you can lay it down and glue it. However you want to do it. I'm just going to sit it up. I'm kind of going fast so my glue can stay hot. Since I'm doing all three sides at one time. And I'm just going to put this on one side on the edge. And then I'm going to put this on the other side on the edge. And then I'm going to hold it. This portion goes in the front right here. It goes right here in the front. And I'm just gonna put glue on both sides. Even it up with the top portion. And there we have the top of our box right here. So this is the top that's totally optional. Right here, this is the top. You can actually put some glue behind this right here as well to make it flat. But I'm just gonna leave it like this. So now let's move on to, that's the optional portion. So now let's move on to this portion right here. Where's my other top? Okay, this is my top. We have some oozing. Don't do this. Don't do like me, children. Especially while it's hot. Now let's go to this side here. Oops, oopsies. Let's put this side on. Hold it for about 10 seconds or so. I'm gonna sit that to the side. This is our front. I made it to be like French doors. And I am going to totally tape some acetate to make windows inside of here. So I totally misplaced my acetate. I don't know where it is. And I just tried to look for it and it was taking too long. So I'm gonna use my acetate at the bottom. And then I'm going to use some transparency film at the top. So both of them are clear. One is a little bit thicker than the other. But they both do the same thing. So I'm going to cut this down to size. About right here. I should have cut them both at the same time. That's what I should have did. And this fits this window perfectly. You can decide how you want to put these on. You can totally glue them on, but I always tape them. I typically use black tape, but you can use clear tape or anything of that nature. I'm just going to cut little pieces. And I'm going to cut them this way as well because we only have little pieces that we have to attach. I'm gonna do this neatly, and just a couple pieces on either side. I've seen people use all kind of items to attach this film here. So be creative. Typically this doesn't show, but since I'm making this like French doors that you can open, so they will look at this. So it might be better if you glue it neatly. But I'm just gonna use black tape. I'm not trying to make a real liquor cabinet. We're making a replica. So it's non-functioning. So you totally are able to be creative and do whatever you can to make yours look good. Then I'm going to cut a piece to go at the top two portions. I think I'm going to try clear tape next time. I've never used clear tape to do this part, but I thought that by me getting up early, telling my children that I was doing a video, that they were going to be quiet, and they're not. So my children are all grown, and by grown I mean they think they're grown, but they are 19, 20-ish, you know, around those ages. And they totally are still talking loud. I set my alarm clock super early to get up to record, and every one of them are up, and they never get up this early. So this is crazy. They just trying to find a way to make me be angry in the daytime. They know I'm trying to work, but yet they want to act like 2-year-olds and still talk. Like, what happened to sleeping in? I thought kids slept in. And I say kids, but you know, kids think they're grown at this age. I thought I was grown at that age, but I didn't know anything that I thought I knew. And when I was my children's age, well, I want to say I had kids, but I had my first kid at 21, so. And he'll be 24 this year. So if you know how to do some math, then you know how old I am. But I couldn't imagine my children having children right now, because I would feel sorry for the children. But anyway, this is cute. These are my doors. These are cute. So we're gonna move on. So really we're almost done. So this right here is meant to glue on the top right here, but cut off a little portion off of this side and this side, cut off a little bit, and then put it on the inside and glue it, because I'm gonna put my top on. Remember that little top optional part? So I'm gonna glue it because I'm gonna put my top on the inside, but you're gonna have to cut off a little sliver off of both sides. I'm gonna put glue around, Glue strings are the absolute worst. And then I'm gonna slide this in to the very, very tip top portion. But keep in mind, I'm gonna put my second piece on. So if you cut off a little piece if you're gonna do the top. I would encourage you to do the top because it's gonna be super cute. I don't want to say cute for a man, so, but it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be super awesome. I need to put some more glue over here because my glue is just not gluing. It was like, okay, so we got this in. So this is what it looks like upside down. This is what it's gonna look like, just like so. And so I'm gonna flip this over so we have a bottom, which I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut off a little bit of it, tiny bit, and I'm gonna slide it in. I'm gonna cut off a little bit, don't cut off too much. This is made, I always make the shells a little bit wider. I always do that. So you can cut off a little portion if need be to get it to. You can't add back, but you can cut off. Well, you can add back. You totally can. But I'm just gonna cut off a little bit and I'm gonna slide my shells in. So you're gonna put your bottom on. Once you get your bottom on, you're gonna glue it the same way. I'm gonna try to go faster so my glue won't dry. I'm gonna slide this in. Once I slide this in, I'm gonna hold it for a few minutes. This is the very bottom. And then keep in mind, we have more of these. And you can put them where you want to. So if you want a taller shelf, you know, you decide where you want your shelves. If you want 1 shelf, 2 shelf, 3 shelf, hey, you might want 10 shelves. That's up to you. So I'm gonna cut a portion of this off so I can slide it inside the same way. And keep in mind, I always do this every time I make a shelf. I make it too big on purpose. All right, so we got 1 shelf. And then we got 1 more shelf. I'm gonna cut off a little sliver off the edge. A little bit more. I'm so excited because we're almost at the end. And I can't wait to put it, you know, see it put together because this is my first time seeing it put together. All right, so we have 2 shelves. And like I said, you can decide where you want to put your own shelves. You can decide. So I kind of want to match mine up with this front. So I totally want 1 shelf here, and then I think I'm only gonna put 1 shelf. And I'm gonna tell you why. This is why I'm doing it. I want to put 2 bottles, bigger bottles of liquor here, and some smaller bottles here. But initially, I wanted to put just a bunch of rolls of the miniatures, you know. So if you want to do like, you know, potato chips and candy on 1 row, and you know, like I said, you can totally do it how you want. But I want to put a bottle of liquor here, a bottle here, and some minis up here. And so I think that'll be cute. So I'm just gonna leave out this 1 here. See, I said make 3 shelves, but you're making this in real time, like I said, with me. And so I'm deciding what I want as I go along. I'm deciding what I want. So I'm gonna glue this here, and then I'm going to take this and I'm gonna put a little mark here So I'll know where to glue this. And I'm gonna put a little mark here so I'll know where to glue this on both sides, just like so. Okay, so I have my little French doors that you can decide how you're gonna attach them. Oh my God, the glue gets on my nerves. It's so, everything just wants to stick to it. It's all dusty looking, and I ain't gonna lie. The top one, what is this? This is the acetate. The acetate has more static to it and more dust like sticks to it, but the top one does not. So, hey, I might want to switch to using the printable stuff because this stuff at the bottom, ugh, everything wants to stick to it. But anyway, this is so freaking adorable. So you're gonna have to decide how you're gonna attach this. You can totally put your gifts inside of it and glue the front on, or you can make it where you can open the doors, which I'm going to attempt to do. I'm just gonna tape them on. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put tape like a hinge. You can totally put hinges on them if you want to, but I'm not doing all that. So I don't want the hinges on there, but I am gonna put tape on either side. That way it can be opened and closed. I think that's cute. So we're almost done. I'm gonna back you up a little bit so you can see a little bit better, but I'm totally just gonna put some tape on them. That's my methods. What I'm gonna do. Make sure these are in the right spot. Like I said, this is my first time making this. Like I said 1,000 times. So you make yours how you want. If you got hinges and you want hinges, you put hinges. I don't want hinges. So let's see how to cut this. I'm just gonna cut this in probably like 5-inch strips, and then I'm gonna go down the middle, and that's how we're gonna work our magic. So I am going to take the inside of this, and I'm going to line the insides with tape, just like so. I'm only gonna use 3 pieces. I'm gonna go down a little bit, put another piece, and then I'm gonna go down a little bit and put another piece. I didn't even think about this portion before I started. I told you, baby, them front row seats are awesome. I'm gonna fold this back, kind of put a crease in it. It kind of keeps it back. Put a crease in here, and I'm gonna put a crease in here. In this tape, and so it kind of puts a crease in it, and that's going to allow me to put it on and get it in the right position. And look, it flaps open. And now let's do the other side. We're gonna do it the same way. Remember that the tape goes on the opposite side, so it's gonna go here. I'm gonna put my top portion on. I'm skipping this part here because that's where our shelf is. I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna go here. Flat back, crease, flat back, crease, kind of crease it with my fingernail. Turn this way, flat back, crease. Get this the right way. I'm gonna totally just put this on right here. Gotta fix a piece of my tape. And we have, I gotta fix my tape over here as well. Let me poke my tape in. It's poking out a little bit. Poke, 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 poke. Just poking my tape in. Once I get my tape on, and I'm gonna put a piece of Velcro in the middle right here to keep it closed. So I have some Velcro. I'm just gonna put one little piece of Velcro here, or you know, you can put it at the top or the bottom, but that's what's going to keep it closed. That part will keep it closed flat. So I wish it wasn't so dusty. But let's put our, I'm gonna back the camera up so we can put our top portions on. And then we're done. Look at, oh, once you put your tape on, make sure you go back in here and flatten your tape down. Once you get it in the position where it needs to be, go back through, flatten your tape down. I totally did not flatten this. Okay, so let me back you up. We're gonna stand this up right here. And then look at the top piece right there. So I figured I would put, you know, liquor in here, and then I'll put at the top, I figured I can put like something like some shot glasses and maybe some snacks here, right here. So let me get a piece of Velcro. So you can see what I'm talking about. I have black Velcro, but I'm just going to, everything, see, I can't reiterate the fact that I'm making this for the first time. And so I don't have everything around. I'm thinking about this as we go along. But I have some little Velcro dots. I do have some black ones, but I don't feel like hunting those down right now. But you can totally put the black one on here so you can't see it. But I'm gonna put a Velcro there and a Velcro here. And then I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna find my black one. Magic. That girl's magic. So I'm gonna glue this down. And we're done. This is so freaking adorable. Keep in mind, this is the big one. This is a 13 by 19. You can totally make this on the 11 by 17 scale, or the miniature version, which I have not cut out, but I have my template right here. So I did some black wood on the sides, and I did this design for the rest of it. I'm totally gonna make this in a little while, but I wanted to go out with a bang and do the bigger one first. So I'm gonna glue this down here, and then we're done. So I'm gonna twist. Bearded ink dad, like a normal dad, but gangster. Happy Father's Day. And then my brother is down there. This is so adorable. Look at that. Sometimes I just outdo myself, and you know, and it's all good. So, you know, if you want to outdo anyone, outdo yourself. That's always a bonus. Let me back this up even more so you can see it. This is the coolest little liquor cabinet. I love it. If you're ready for a challenge, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard at all. But I love it. I love it. And I think you'll love it too. And I think anyone you make it for will love it. So I don't have anything to put in it right now, but I will insert something at some point and show you what it looks like filled. You can totally leave this part off, and as you stage it up to give it to them, only if you're gonna put light items in here, light chips and stuff, you know, you can leave that part off. But once you put something heavy in the bottom, like I'm gonna put 2 bottles of liquor down there, once I do that, then it is definitely going to you know, pretty much stay. So stay put, for rather. And so open this, and it closes back. That Kelly, I just don't know what to do with her. But thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time. Before we get started, I wanted to share how to do your Canva link. I'm going to share my screen. So if you make this template purchase, which is going to be on my website, and it's also going to be on my Etsy, you will get 3 folders. You'll have an 8.5 by 11. You'll have 11 by 17, 13 by 19. These are just the PNGs and the SVGs and the shelf, which is also a PNG. You're going to get your 2 Canva links right here, and the 2 not 2 Canva links. You're going to get a Canva link, and you're going to get a PDF, but they both have the same information. Keep in mind, once you open up this Canva link, if you have Word on your computer, it's going to go to Word. You're not going to be able to click these links in Word. So you decide which one you want to design. You're going to copy it. You're going to come over here to your browser, and then you are going to paste it and press enter. It's going to take you to your Kelly Nicole shared document. Then we're going to go to edit template right here, and then here we go. And so you have your top, the 2 sides, the front panel and the back. That's the top portion. And then you have your top 2, your back 2, your sides 2, and your 2 bottom panels. And so you just fill these with whatever design that you want. So I simply uploaded, when I did mine, I uploaded this piece of wood, and I just dropped it on. Just drop whatever design you want inside of here. You can add, totally get a Happy Father's Day background or banner and put on here. This is if you don't want to do the top, then you just print out this portion. And you use all of these pieces. Of course, you need your top as well. So you print out all of those portions, and you just do your bottom portion. And so, but if you want to add that little top panel, then you keep going, you design it, You want to write your words on here, Happy Father's Day, the liquor cabinet like I did. You can totally design them, you know, however you want to design them. So after you finish, you're going to come over here to share. You're going to come over here to download. And you always, like I tell you all the time, you're going to come over here to PDF print. When you export it as a PDF print, then it does not change your size. And so that way, when you open it up or print it out from your computer, from your PDF print, it's going to print that it's going to print that way. So what I did in Photoshop is after I printed my PDF print, I opened a document that was 24 by 36 and I opened my PDF in Photoshop as well, and I slid all of them over to that one print so I can make them all fit together. So if you want to do that, that's how you'll do that. You'll open it up in whatever program you use to make it. You can also do it in Canva, so you can make you a bigger print size in Canva, put them all on the same page, however you need to do it for yourself. If you're going to print it at home, then you totally can just print it however you always print. So this is not hard, not at all. Super easy, super fun. I can't wait to see them. Make sure you tag me in it so I can see it. Bye, guys.